Hey humans, how you all doing? Welcome to another video by me, your favorite friendly neighborhood secular humanist minister, George III. Hope you're having a great day. So, today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to be looking at a BBC report, and it deals with somebody who I've spoken about on his channel before, at least tangentially. Okay, let me just get to the point. Video Becoming Living God, EA Coding is Absolutely Insane, is the video I'm referring to, about EA Coding. And well, I've learned some stuff about him recently, like how he has ties to Nazi satanic cults. And he gave advice to people, and some of that advice helped kill people. More specifically, 2 innocent teenage Londoners, whose lives were taken short by some fucking jackass who was following this cultist religion. And we're going to take a look at it now.
Subcultures dedicated to a violent form of Satanism spread their hateful material online, but their influence is now being felt in the real world.
There have been too many examples of individuals who've been radicalized by this material. These ideas can directly lead to violence.
That is correct. These ideas can lead to violence. When you believe things based on misinformation, falsehood, and lies, that can lead to very dangerous outcomes, like what's going to be shown here. It's unfortunate. I wish more people would know about logical thinking and critical analysis of their own beliefs. Actually, most people just believe what they want to believe, just to believe it, and not accept the consequences of their actions. Let's continue.
In June 2020, sisters Bieber Henry and Nicole Smallman were brutally murdered in a knife attack by a stranger while celebrating Bieber's birthday in a London park.
That's awful. Celebrating a birthday to have some random Satanist asshole come in and stab you to death. That's messed up and that's fucked up. If anybody's watching this that's related to these 2 individual innocent kids, my condolences. Their lives are taken too short, and if there was any way I could bring them back, like with a snap of my fingers with magic, I would do so. But magic doesn't exist. There's no evidence of it. It's very unfortunate what happened to these 2 young teenagers. And
today we remember our girls as the wonderful, strong women they were.
Their misogynistic killer, Danielle Hussein
is the person who did it. That's what I forgot to mention at the beginning of this. I couldn't remember the exact name, but now we understand. His name is Daniel Hussein. I'm not even going to mention his name again because he isn't worth it. Daniel, if you're ever getting a chance to watch this, you're a piece of shit. Going around murdering innocent people just so you can make a pact with a fictional creature that you think exists. Let's say he does exist. Would it give you powers just because you killed a few people? Wouldn't it make more sense for him to trick people into killing others and pretending to give them power and saying that he'll give them power after you do the deed? But hey, let's continue on with this video.
Now 19, believed he'd entered a demonic pact in which he'd committed to killing women. He was convicted in July 2021.
Convicted July 2021. Thank goodness. I'm glad he was caught. Oh, look at this. Here's the footage of him being arrested by the police.
Face me. Hands on your head. Stay where you are. You're under arrest, all right?
Officers who arrested Hussein found a handwritten agreement in his bedroom in which he promised to sacrifice only women in return for money and power.
Sacrifice only women in return.
What is it with these occultists who think that sacrificing people is not only a good thing, but sacrificing a specific group of people, specifically women, is an even better thing? Like, where does this come from? Like, it doesn't make any sense. What does a woman have to do? Is there something within a woman's biology that makes it so that when you like stab them and their blood comes out, is their blood different than a male's that the demon can tell? What, does the demon have a specific taste of blood? Does he like prefer women's blood than males? Like, what the fuck's going on here? Why would you want to worship a being that says go out and kill people? What, just for power? If you're looking for power and you want to enact pain and suffering towards others to get that power, you don't deserve that power in any way, shape, or form.
In the past 2 years, 7 young men, 6 of them teenagers, have been sentenced for neo-Nazi terrorism offences in which a violent Satanist organisation was a key radicaliser. Danielle Hussein's was not a terrorist case, but he was influenced by material he found online.
He was influenced by material he found online, which was EA Coding's crap. and EA Koetting has ties to Nazi Satan cult leaders. Oh boy. I already said that this type of stuff leads to dangerous rabbit holes. And here we are. I'm talking about a case of somebody killing somebody thanks to the advice of somebody I made a video of. This EA Koetting will probably make a whole bunch of excuses like, oh, I didn't encourage him to do this or something like that. EA Koetting, if you're watching this, you can go fuck yourself. And if there is a hell, I hope you burn in it.
Hussein had earlier been referred by his school to the counter-extremism program, PREVENT, owing to his interest in the extreme right wing. But very little has been publicly revealed about how he came to hold his belief in demonic pacts.
Very little. Okay. Well, you got people talking about crazy shit online. That's probably a step. Do these people need to be put on a watch list? Some of them do, some of them don't. Who knows? It's all subjective, really. It's unfortunate that shit like this happens.
Concerned by what might still be out there, we've kept investigating. Hussein was active on a forum devoted to certain forms of Satanism and the occult. He joined in March 2018 while he was being assessed by PREVENT, telling others he was a psychic vampire. He sought advice on demonic pacts.
I've had people tell me that they're psychic vampires in some shape or form. And it's ridiculous. You're not psychic. You're not a vampire. Unless your teeth can come out the way vampires do, and you could actually, you have super strength, you can fly, you have super speed, you can transform into bats, you can sparkle in the sun. Unless you can do all that shit, I don't want to hear anybody talk about how they're a vampire of any kind, even if they're psychic. And if you are supposedly a psychic vampire and you feed off the emotional anguish or just the emotions of others, stop doing that. Even if you can do that kind of stuff, don't be a dick and take people's emotions and feed off of it. Let them experience their emotions. And if you are a psychic vampire, you're lying to yourselves because there are no vampires and there are no psychics. You could say all you want how it's being a downer, how I'm because I don't believe it doesn't mean it's true. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't mean it's true because I don't believe it doesn't make it not true. You're right. That's 100% true. But you have to present evidence of the fact that it is true in order for people to believe it. Otherwise, we have every right to say, hey, I don't believe you in any way, shape, or form. Go fuck yourself, you psychic vampire. Hey, if you're psychic, can you read my mind? What am I thinking right now? It's something like this.
The forum is run by an American self-styled black magician called E.A. Koetting.
He sought advice on demonic pacts. The forum is run by an American self-styled black magician called E.A. Koetting.
E.A. Koetting. Okay, so I've been saying E.A. Koetting instead of E.A. Koetting. Dangerous rabbit holes indeed. I'm so annoyed by this that I can't even fix my mustache. That's how annoyed I am about this whole situation.
Hussein introduced himself by saying, I absolutely love E.A. and his work.
What is with these people saying that they love his work? He doesn't do anything. He talks a lot of vague nonsense, spews crap that has nothing to do with anything, is unable to prove and demonstrate any of his claims at all. He can't fly. He can't prove that he's psychic. He can't prove that he can astral project. He can't prove that demons exist. He just speculates and makes claims that he can't back up. If you make claims that you can't back up, you're not worth listening to at all. At all. Whether they're anecdotal claims or not. If you can't back up your claims, shut the fuck up. Stop claiming it.
And had learned his first spell from him.
First spell. What goes on in these people's lives that makes people think that magic is real? It's ridiculous. And it's very saddening that this motherfucking asshole is deluding, tricking, and manipulating people into believing his nonsense that he can't, again, prove. I keep repeating myself. A lot of people say I like to repeat myself in my videos. Of course I repeat myself in my videos, because a lot of the times when I do respond to people, I usually have to repeat myself because either they're not listening, the thing that's brought up is something that I would like to speak about because it's based on a response to what I'm saying, or I kind of forgot and I repeat myself. But that's not the point. The point is, fuck this EA Koetting guy, fuck this Daniel guy, Fuck every single one of these people who believes in this shit and takes this shit seriously.
Koetting's real name is Matthew Lawrence from Utah.
Koetting's real name is Matthew Lawrence. EA Koetting, you're no longer called EA Koetting in my eyes. You're called Matthew, the evil motherfucker. Matthew the dumbass. Matthew the former druggie. Matthew the current cult leader. And yes, I'm going to say you're a cult leader. You're talking about things of the occult. You're spreading all this information, giving advice to people on how to murder people. You're a fucking cult leader. And you're sad. There are people out there who are saying that I'm foolish for saying this stuff. How am I foolish for saying this stuff? How am I foolish for asking questions? How am I foolish for saying my mind? Speaking what I'm thinking? If you say something illogical, I'm going to point that shit out. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if you're going to be talking about how you got to sacrifice women in order to get good tidings with a fucking demon, I'm going to say, hey, how about instead of sacrificing people, you don't sacrifice anything. Leave people alone and stay away from anybody who wants you to sacrifice anybody. If you want to move up in this world, if you want to have power and influence, don't go killing other people. How about you do something that's actually worthwhile, influencing, and good for the planet? Just a thought. But no, people like to take the easy way out. People want to just say, oh, I'm going to cast a spell, and this god, or this demon, or this angel, or this spirit is going to do X for me. Why not do it yourself?
He's previously been convicted of drug and weapon possession charges. Koetting sells expensive books and courses and uses social media to promote himself.
His books are expensive as shit, and they're not worth a single dime. I've noticed people in his comment sections and his videos talking about how I should buy this book, or how I should buy this, or how I should buy that. And I'm like, no, don't buy any of this shit. You're just supporting a guy who helped a murderer. I'm not going to be helping people who help hurt people. The fuck is wrong with you guys?
Hussein remained on the forum for 2 years. After the murders, it took a month to identify him using DNA.
This piece of shit got away for over a month. I'm glad he's caught. I'm glad he's no longer going to be harming anybody, at least for right now. I hope in the future he regrets what he does and tries to repent in some way. But you're a piece of shit.
He last logged into the forum only hours before his arrest.
Oh yeah, that's right. 2 hours before his arrest, he was actually on one of Matthew's forums. And a few hours before the murder took place, he was still on those forums talking to people and asking about advice.
Daniel Hussein's beliefs mirror ideas promoted by Koetting. The so-called pact written by the murderer, in which he committed to killing women, was addressed to the mighty king Lucifuge Rofakale.
Lucifuge Rofakale. What the fuck kind of a name is that? Lucifuge? You mean Lucifudge?
Believed by Hussein to be a powerful demon. Koetting promotes the idea that people can enter into pacts with Lucifuge, but says that real-world action will be required if their requests are to succeed.
Real-world action. That says a lot. You have to have real-world action in order to get power from a fake demon. Do these people not know what they say? Do they just not listen to anything that they say? It doesn't make any sense. Ooh, I'm going to go and kill some people to get recognition from a demon. Lock that motherfucker up.
And if you want to make a pact with the powers of darkness as a whole, Lucifuge is the guy you need to talk to.
Wow. Lucifuge. Wow. Lucifuge. EA Koetting, Matthew. Talking about Lucifuge, the same fucking demon that guy killed for it. And yet there's no connection.
There are parallels between Koetting's public instructions about such pacts and what Hussein did. He instructs people to sign the pact in blood, something done by Hussein, but that Lucifuge's signature will be visible only to you.
Okay, so that's another manipulation tool that these con artists use. They like to say the only way the spell will work is if you believe in a spell. The only way you'll be able to see the angel is if you believe that there's an angel, and you have to sincerely believe it. You can't have a little bit of doubt in it. You have to believe it. That's called self-delusion. If I sign a piece of paper and somebody else is supposed to sign it, and only I can see that signature and nobody else can, they didn't sign it. No matter what anybody else says, no matter what anybody else believes or says, they didn't sign it. Even if I see that they sign it, and I'm the only one that can see that the signature, they didn't sign it. Because if I ask somebody else, hey, do you see this signature? Oh, no, I don't see anything. Oh, that's weird. I see it, but you don't? Okay, I guess it's not a valid signature. These people are so fucking delusional. Oh, the only person who can see it is you. What? That's not how signatures work. That's not how contracts work. And why is he the one making the contract? Why isn't Lucifer making the contract? Shouldn't he, the all-powerful demon, be able to do it? And why does Lucifer need people to kill others in order to let them have power? Can't he just snap his ethereal fingers and give them the power? Let him cause chaos and destruction after the fact? Making it so that it can be guaranteed that he can do it? These people don't think about this stuff.
A blank space was on the killer's document. Koetting says the final pact should be brought before the demon, lit only by candlelight. Hussein bought candles at the same time he purchased the knife used to murder Bieber and Nicole.
Ah, candles. Of course, always have a candle light vigil with you in order to summon your local demon. That's why I have this candle right here from my jar.
Koetting says, include in your pact the attainment of wealth. Hussein asked for wealth and a lottery win.
You ask for power and wealth and you say, oh, I want to win the Mega Millions? You really think Lucifer is going to help rig the competition of the lottery, of the Mega Million jackpot, just for you because you killed somebody? No. Even if he was real, he probably would just not do it because it would be funny to him. If I was Lucifer, I'd probably be like, hey, kill those people. I'll make you win the lottery. And then after they killed him, no, you get arrested. Oh, wait, that's what happened. Hey.
Some of Koetting's writings openly discuss and encourage murder. One book explains how to kill with a knife in a ritual sacrifice. Another work quotes the Moors murderer Ian Brady and advocates terrorist methods.
When you're writing a book and you have to include how to murder somebody with a knife, stay the fuck away from that person. That person is not worth any trouble in any way, shape, or form.
The text was written for the American Nazi Satanist group Temple of Blood that appeared as an influence on the 7 young men recently convicted of neo-Nazi terror offences.
The Temple of Blood. I knew this motherfucker had ties to Nazis. I fucking knew it.
The American group is part of a broader violent Satanist network.
On a video of Ethan Klein, and somebody was like, oh no, this guy is a great guy. I did his spells and his rituals, they all work, and there's nothing bad about it. And I talk about what this video mentions. He's like, oh no, he's not a part of a Nazi group or anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, but here's the BBC report that says so. Now, I understand the news media isn't always trustworthy, and it's not always the best to listen to every single news outlet out there. But the BBC does have a good reputation on its hands, at least from my understanding. And 2, who's more reliable? The BB fucking C or delusional asshats who believe they can summon demons by murdering people? It just feels natural to me to go towards the BBC and not some delusional asshat. But that's my opinion. If you want to take advice from a delusional, Satan-worshipping Nazi, go right ahead, but that's not my cup of tea.
Order of Nine Angles, first founded in Britain.
Order of Nine Angles. What is with these names?
2 neo-Nazi groups influenced by the ideology have recently been outlawed in the UK as terrorist organisations.
I'm glad they were outlawed as a terrorist organization. I'm glad because they don't deserve to be a regular organization.
Professor Matthew Feldman was an expert in all 7 UK terror cases.
I think it's important to say certainly not all forms, even most forms of Satanism, are not violent. But this very specific form of what's called left-hand path Satanism is a sort of social Darwinistic idea of the strong dominating the weak.
Okay, I agree with him on the fact that most Satanists aren't actually violent, and most of the time they don't even have anything to do with any types of demons or anything. It's just a name given to them, and they just stuck with the name because they like it. But the whole social Darwin thing of survival of the fittest is nonsense, and these motherfucking idiots still don't understand that.
A lot of language about what they call culling or murder, different types of sacrifice, different types of self-harm. These ideas can directly lead to violence. And I think that we recognize with other forms of extremism that ideas can lead to terrorism and to violence. And I think it's no different in this case.
Yes, I agree. Beliefs based on falsehoods and misinformation can lead to very, very bad things. If your belief system isn't based on reason, rationality, and based on what reality is, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna be helping people die and shit. People who are anti-vax, people who think that autism can be cured by praying, or people who think that bleach can cure cancer. All that shit. I'm glad that Facebook, Twitter, and many other websites banned EA coding. Now, YouTube hasn't banned Matthew yet, but they will soon.
We wrote to Koetting setting out our findings. We didn't receive a response.
This is another video I saw that mentions the murders of those 2 innocent kids, thanks to EA coding, aka Matthew's advice.
A self-styled black magician has been removed from Facebook and Instagram after a BBC investigation exposed his influence on the killer of 2 sisters. Daniel Hussein, 19, killed Biba Henry and Nicole Smallman in a park in Wembley, North London, in June 2020.
I'm not going to play the entire video, I'm just going to show you just this one clip.
The BBC has previously shown how Hussein was active on an occult forum until hours before his arrest. The online forum, of which Hussein was a member, is run by an American occultist called EA Coding, who provides instructions for such pacts and has encouraged murder. Coding promotes the idea that people can enter into pacts with the demon, telling followers that action will be required from them. The BBC showed parallels between Coding's public instructions about such pacts and what Hussein did, including what the killer requested and how the document was signed. Hussein remained on the forum for 2. Some of Koetting's written works openly discuss and encourage murder. One of his texts, which he recently promoted on YouTube, advises people to study terrorist methods, quotes the Moors Murderary and Brady, and states, always remember the first rule of murder, never kill a person that you have a reason to kill.
But that Daniel guy had them because he wanted power, fame, and money. And if that's the case, then he shouldn't have killed him. But this EA Cohen guy doesn't make it.
The text was written for an American Satanist group, Temple of EveryPlate, whose violent material has appeared as an influence on 70 young men recently convicted of neo-Nazi terror offences in a series of trials in the UK. Part of a larger British organisation, Order of 9 Angles, its extremist material advocates child murder and sexual violence, with members appearing at the sites of dreadful crimes to celebrate what happened.
Okay. I have no words for that. After hearing that. EA Cohen, go fuck yourself.
Koetting has never responded directly to the BBC's questions, but following publication of our investigation, he posted online saying, I am bringing the battle to their doorsteps and I fly faster than the wind.
I want to thank everybody who enjoyed this video. Hope you have a great day. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Give me a like. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to me. And, have a great day. Don't forget to leave a like. Give me a comment down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. Have a great day.